you hear that noise? There's a lot of rain. A lot of rain. And it's really loud. It's really loud because we have no insulation on the ceiling. However, it is quite comfortable. It's the middle of May. It is 66 degrees and 84% humidity. Let me show you. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Yeah. See that? Yeah, exactly. So, very comfortable. I mean, you can't hear your own voice. If you want to watch something, you better use earphones, the noise cancellation ones, because otherwise you can't hear it. But yeah, this is like the most comfortable thing ever. Actually, I like the sound of the rain. You know, it is to some degree like going camping. There is a peacefulness in this rain. Now, if it was stormy and the van was rocking, things change a little bit. But if it's just raining heavy, oh, this is gorgeous. But the most important thing is actually that you are much more closely in tune with nature. Even so, I'm in the middle of the city. You're in tune with the weather. The moment the rain stops, you know. If you wanted to do something, the moment the rain stops, you know the rain stopped, you can go out do something. When the rain picks up again, you know it's like, okay, maybe this is not the time. Right? When you live inside of a building, especially a well-insulated building, you have no feeling for what is going on the outside at all. You could look out the window, but even that can be misleading. Right? Blue sky. Well, in the wintertime, a blue sky doesn't mean it's nice and sunny. It's sunny probably. It's nice and warm out. It could be freezing cold. Right? In the van, on the other hand, you immediately know the changes of your environment, and it makes you a lot more in tune with it. You become sensitized to it, and you can react quicker to it. I remember, depending on where I was living at the time, that I would stay indoors most of the day, not realizing how gorgeous and beautiful it was outside. So our perfect homes really prevent us from enjoying the beautiful, perfect outside. Why would I want to do that to myself? I want to be outside. I want to enjoy the sun. I want to feel the breeze. I want to hear the rain. I don't want to live in a vacuum of a perfectly sterile environment. I want to be in tune with what nature offers. You know, if you want to be religious, in tune with what God has created. This is beautiful, listening to the rain. And we could argue maybe a slightly bigger van, or maybe an RV or camper or something. Perhaps so. But the bigger the vehicle gets, the more you become disconnected, because the more you can have a sterile environment. And I don't think I would want that. I would want that immediate feedback system. Of course, during the worst kind of weather, you may not be particularly thrilled about that. But let's be honest, how many times a year do we have that type of weather? Do we have 10 really stormy days in a year? Then you get 10 stormy days. Big deal. But you know what that also tells you? Hey, maybe it's a stormy day. Time to hunker down. Don't do anything. Stay home. Instead of, oh, it's a stormy day. I still want to go out party and do this and do that. I'm like, maybe no. I think being in tune with nature means to say no when nature says, hey, I'm having a day. Right? Imagine having a partner, and your partner is just feeling like crap today. Are you still gonna go to the party? I was like, oh, screw you, I'm going to the party. It's your fault that you feel like crap, and I'm gonna let you sit at home and suffer. A sensitive partner would probably say, a sensible partner would probably say, you know what, I'm staying home with you. There's no point anyway. I don't want to go to the party because I want to go to the party. I want to go to a party because I want to go to a party with you. Right? So, what's more important? Right? What are we proud of? No, I want to live life to the fullest. Screw you. It's like, come on, what kind of life is that? So, yeah, living in a van. It is, at the end of the day, it's caveman style. And there's something very exciting about it. People go camping with tents to be closer to nature. Living on a small boat, or not necessarily living, just being on a trip on a small boat, sailboat or powerboat. You are very much at the mercy of the weather. See how it rains heavier? Oh yeah, it's coming down. It's heavy, it's loud. It's awesome. If I had to catch rainwater, I would be thrilled about this. Because this is my chance of stocking up my water tanks, of doing my dishes, maybe doing some deep cleaning because I've got extra water. I do my laundry, whatever. This is the sign of abundance. Right? This is it. This tells me, hey, there's plenty of water. Thrive. Oh, it's raining. That's a horrible day. No, it's not how it's supposed to be. So, yeah. Living in harmony with nature. People crave that. The entire outdoors industry is based on that. Yet people think that they can only have it for a short time period, or maybe they only want it for a short time period. Sure, I mean, there's, choice. But in life, you always have choices to make. But why wouldn't you want to be in tune with nature? What is it that you do that makes nature your enemy? Sure, I mean, if you're an engineer, you can still work in this kind of environment. Right? If you're a sound engineer, you probably want to have a really quiet room. And if you want to enjoy music or other versions of vocal entertainment, you probably want something a little bit quieter than this. But for the most part, no. This is awesome. This is much nicer than living in a box. Now, I'm not a tent camping type of person. And the reason for that is, I guess, twofold. Onefold. Maybe it's really just one. I'm a big guy. I don't like to be on the ground because for me getting down and up from the ground itself is considerably harder. So I like to be up a little bit. I do like furniture. But that aside, no, I want to be out there. Right? If you're in the woods, that's peaceful. if you're by the ocean, that's peaceful. It can be super loud, but it's super peaceful until people show up. You'll find that the moment people show up, a car goes by, people talking, someone playing music, or even the distant noise of a motorcycle, truck, or muscle car on the highway. You're like, oh, seriously? Why do you have to destroy my peace? Because we love the peace. We love the peace and harmony that nature can provide us, instead of the artificial noise and entertainment and everything else that we as humans create. Now, granted, there's a time and place for that, but we have taken that to a new level of like constant noise pollution, of meaningless, magnitude. I fall victim to this too. Hours and hours of watching YouTube and TikToks and whatever. Definitely not helpful. I'd much rather sit by a river, by a little stream. A little stream going over some rocks, where you hear the gurgling of the water going down the stream, and you're hitting the rocks, falling, and the light breeze, the trees in the background. I can stare at that water for hours, and it energizes you. It makes you want to be with people, actually. Not because you are lonely, but because it gives you the energy to deal with the stupidity that people come up with, including myself. Nature is our battery. Even if you wanted to believe in some God, right? It's like, okay, God created the earth. That means God created nature, and then He created, all the different animals, including humans. But every single one of these animals, including humans, needs nature as our battery, as our source of power. This is our energy field. Maybe if more people were making it outside, maybe people would be happier. Maybe they'll be less miserable. Who knows? Now, I do know that people who spend a lot of time outside are usually happier. Well, they're usually happy. Right? Happier is maybe a relative term, but in comparison of all the people who spend the majority of their time inside, there's quite a lot of unhappy people. Of all the people who spend a lot of time outside, there's a lot of happy people. Maybe nature is our solution to unhappiness, to misery. Because nature also teaches us that life is simple and not complicated. We are the ones, humans in particular, we make life complicated. Life doesn't need to be like that. Anyway, so these were just some musings about van life, about nature, about the sound of the rain, and about the lack of insulation. Yes, we don't have insulation on the roof yet. It's coming. It's next week. The insulation on the roof gets done. But before we do insulation on the roof, we need to finish this piece right here. Alright, we got the insulation on the side wall, and then we need to put this sheet of plywood, needs to be screwed against it. I need to get a couple of brackets. The brackets go underneath the plywood on the floor, so it gets screwed to the floor. The bracket gets screwed to the floor, and the plywood gets screwed to the bracket along the full length of it, because the wall of the van is curved, and there's lots of irregularities in there, as you can see. It's kind of difficult to attach the plywood in many places, and I think I'm only going to be having probably 2 attachment points for the plywood to the wall. I put 2 or 3 screws on one side, and I put 2 or 3 screws on the other side. And then the rest of the attachment is going to be along with those brackets on the floor. I think I might find a way to, attach it in another point, third point. But yeah, that's I think that's pretty much gonna be it. There's also gonna be brackets, or the bed frame that I'm going to build is going to be attached to the side walls too. So that also provides stability. But that's a different story. Anyway, just a little rain weather check-in. Have a nice day. Peace out.